And we're here. We are here. Lost a little track of time. Sorry about that. Anyway, thanks for watching Numbskull News. And seems like we're getting a little bit closer. Hold on. Damn it. One too many lights on. There we go. Got to have my ambiance. Got to have the ambiance or it just doesn't work. All right. My brain is, it doesn't work right. Anyway, we're doing it live. I like to do Wednesday night. All right. But distractions, things happen. So here I am. Thursday night. But I'm going to try to do more of a Wednesday night live stream. Greg Flugar. He's doing live like breakfast, lunch, dinner, dessert, midnight. Dude, late night's my time. All right, buddy? Over there in Minnesota. Get off my night stream, damn it. I know Ross Dillinger keeps trying to break the internet. But we'll get to that in a minute. Future video announcements. I am going to cover the Notre Dame Clemson deal. It's a little bit of old news. Oh, well. Videos coming out in the morning. Have fun with that shit. I still have the rise of Colorado. Talking about the rise of Colorado for like, I don't know, 2-3 weeks now. It's coming. It's coming. You know, I got some ideas, maybe a little bit more involved, a little more editing, you know, try to make it a little more fun for the viewers out there. And I'm going to, tell me what y'all think. I'm going to look into doing some merch, maybe. Got some ideas. I got at least one talented artist in the family who can help me with putting crap on a shirt. You know what I'm saying? That's the kind of merch I'm thinking. T-shirts. Numbskull News T-shirts. Let me know what you think about that. Probably not anytime soon. I'm not even at 2,000 subscribers yet. But, you know, in the future, I'm going to look into doing that. I may look into doing a membership. You know, again, the reason I've never done it is I got to bring value. You know, if I expect someone to pay $2-3 a month, it's not a lot of money, but I can't just take money and not give anything in return. You know, I want to make sure that when I do that, you're going to get something out of it. Membership videos. So I'm thinking of different ways of doing videos for members only. Can't be the standard fare like this shit, all right? Or like my normal videos. I got to put some more flair into it. So, again, got to bring that value. And sports videos, other kinds of videos, or, you know, maybe some realignment videos, but just edited differently, different cameras, different angles, so you can see up my nostrils or whatever the hell. You know, doing some crap just on like with a stick and a iPhone. I don't know. Got to get creative. That's all I'm saying. You know, I'm a creative person, kind of. I don't know. Yeah, I have a daughter that's pretty good at art. See my Numbskull News sign up there? Yeah, she painted that. That's pretty damn cool. It's pretty damn cool. So, merch. I got an artist I can talk to about some merch. So I might do some of that down the road a little bit. Not anytime soon. Also, like I have a Get It Gang video that is coming out. You know, paying some homage to Golden Blue Dude. And if y'all have any Get It Gang video ideas that you would like to see me do, as long as I like the idea, I'll do it. I'll put it in the queue. and it will come. Uh, if not, then I just won't do it. I won't be rude. I won't call you a moron. I won't call you out publicly for a bad idea. No, all ideas are appreciated. But if I, you know, anyway, we got a few people here. So we're going to go ahead and get to it. CFP expansion. It's going to create some mansions for some people, generate some dollar bills, y'all. That's what it's going to do. According to Ross Dillinger, they're talking, and it's gaining steam. 16-team playoff. That's exactly what I have been wanting. 16 teams. Still the 4-4-2-2-1, but 3 at large, which means the Big 12 or the ACC could possibly get a third team in. Holy crap! Now, could the SEC and the Big 10 possibly get a fifth team in once in a while? Could happen on the suck years, yes. Not a fan of that. I'm sure you're not either. But as a Big 12 fan, a possibility of getting a third team and always having 2, Utah, get me 2. Yes. All for it. All the time, every damn year. What would it have been this year? Arizona State, obviously. But Iowa State would have got in too. Which leads me to this other thing. So the Big Ten and the SEC really want to do play-in games. Now, we got 2 spots. Here's my idea. Top 4 Big 12 teams. You have like a 14 playoff. Everyone's very familiar with the 14 playoff. It's been that way all the way up to last year. Top 4 Big 12 teams. 1 versus 4, 2 versus 3. The winners go to the conference title game. Winner wins the Big 12. Now, the teams that get into the conference title game automatic qualifiers. They're in the playoff regardless. But we still need to crown a Big 12 champ. And you're like, whoa, you're adding in extra games. It's like a month to the CFP. A month. Let's keep some of the rust off. Can we keep some of the rust off? That's all I'm saying. Look, after the regular season, have a bye week. Have your 4-team playoff. Well, what about final exams in school? Not anyone gives a shit. Not anyone gives a rusty shit about a degree. Look, don't be shocked if all of this you got to maintain a certain grade point average crap goes away anyway. Don't be shocked at that. They're taking basket weaving anyway. The best players that have an eye on the NFL, it gets rigged for them. Even in places like North Carolina. Oh, yeah. Like they haven't cheated grades before. They all do when it comes to the almighty football or basketball. Oh, yeah. It's about them dollar bills, y'all. It ain't about who's got a career after they get out of school. It ain't about that. It has never, ever been about that. Have you not seen Blue Chips? Watch it. It's a documentary. Friends of the program. There's a lot of friends. There's been a lot of friends. SMU once upon a time got the death penalty for doing exactly what all the blue bloods do. But because they're SMU, some smarmy little Methodist university in the middle of Dallas, they hit them with the death penalty. Your favorite blue blood was doing the exact same damn thing. I don't know if y'all remember this show on HBO. It's like Inside Sports. Great show, great like actual sports journalism, that kind of thing. And they were talking about these bullshit. I'm talking utter and complete bullshit fabricated uh majors and degrees these guys were getting. They don't go to the NFL, right? Injury, whatever, but they don't make it. They need that degree to make a living, and it's worth jack shit. All that time. This was like 20 years ago. This was on Inside in the NFL. 20, 25 years ago. Late 90s, early 2000s. I can't remember which. But a long time ago, all right, well before NIL and all this, this was when your degree, getting a free education and all this shit, that was the player's pay, right? That's what everyone was talking about. The student athlete, you get that free ride to nowhere is what they got. So let's just remove the horse shit. Oh, they're still student athletes. They can pretend. They've been pretending forever. Forever. They've been pretending to be student athletes. They ain't student. If they're a student athlete, I'm a gay Muslim. Okay? I'm talking about your big time 5-star, just top shelf guys who, like I said, eyeballing the NFL the whole way and are going to get there first, second, third round, whatever. No, it ain't about no degree. Ain't about none of that. It's about trying to get that top Ferrari one day. That's what that shit's about. And what is a degree about anyway? It's about making more money, is it not? Yeah, you make, on average, you get a degree. Typically, you make more money than if you don't have a degree. Isn't that what it's all about anyway? I know. Oh, you have a dream. I mean, yeah. Yeah. Look up the statistics. The women go for dreams. Unless it's a nurse, like a RN kind of thing, most of them are choosing career paths that don't pay dick. And it's the guys in the STEM fields. It's the guys making the big money because they go for a big money job. That's the dream, is a big fat paycheck. Then you want to talk about the inequity in pay between men and women. Well, do something in STEM, dumbass. Maybe you'll make more. Anyway, a little off topic there. Immaculate. Long time no see, brother. Glad you're here. It always was going to be 16. They aren't done yet. This isn't necessarily the final model. No, it's not. But I'm sure it's close. We're fine tuning down to what the Big Ten and the SEC want. Because look, they make a lot of money, right? They make a lot of money on that conference title game. And I was always like, why? They don't want to get rid of their conference title game, man. That's millions of dollars. Playing games, that's like not just one conference title game, but now you got what? What is it? 4? And I don't know how they would. I don't know if like the number 1 seed doesn't play and everybody else plays for the other 3 spots. I think that's how it would work with them. Like I said, for the Big 12, and it would behoove the ACC to do something similar, is do top 4 fight, and the winner of those games, you got 2 winners, right? They get the automatic qualifiers. Number 1 seed, or sorry, the winner of that game is the Big 12 champ. So instead of 1 conference game, the Big 12 now has 3. That's more money you can make off of postseason play in the future. I mean, if you look at the Big 12 conference title game the last several years without Texas, without OU. Oh, those big ass ratings for that. Pike, major in Instagram influencer marketing. I guess that would be today's basket weaving right there. That's what I'm guessing. But yeah, the well, sorry, screwing up all over the place. All right. There's a lot of people. Oh, this is the death of college football. No, it's just the next step. And it's a necessary step. What do you mean it's necessary? We had 1 year of a playoff. And like it or not, the way I see it, just my mind, how my mind works, Ohio State, to me, is the first and only real college football national champion. A 4-game playoff to me is jack shit. I don't like it. I never liked it. It was better than the BCS. So really, look, it's not a true playoff, but it's like playoff light with the 4. So if you want it, maybe I'm going too far with Ohio State. How about this? They're the most legit national champion ever. I'll say that. They're the most legit. They had to go through a gauntlet. That's a playoff. Not one game. You win one game and you're in the national title game. What is it? Can you imagine the NFL? You play one game and you're in the Super Bowl. What the fuck? No. I know. And by the way, Bo Weevil, appreciate you. I'm glad you're here, sir. Respect you. Go Clemson. Ed D, no way. I understand. No way. Right? Let's put it this way. The CFP era, even the four game playoffs, those are all legit champs. All right. When it was BCS, that's not legit. I'm sorry. That's a I don't know what the hell you call it. That's a scrimmage, you know. Can't think of the word. It's like boxing when you don't, when it's like one of the Paul brothers. It's not really a boxing match. It's exhibition. There you go. Exhibition. That's what it was during the beast. It's a exhibition, or even before that with that other. It's never been a playoff. People get in under BS reasons. Oh, we're just going to pick 2 and then whoever wins that's a national champion. None of that. I'm sorry. None of that's very legit to me. So Ohio State was the very first team to have to go through an actual playoff gauntlet, came out on top, won it all, most legit. Am I a big diehard Big 10 fan? No, I'm a Big 12 fan. Am I a Buckeye fan? No, I don't hate them. I respect the Buckeyes. Great tradition, tons of winning, great recruiting, huge brand they built over decades upon decades. I got no issue with Ohio State. And I don't have an issue saying that they are the most legit national champion ever, because they kind of are. It's what happens when you go through an actual playoff. Rob Ellen, can we standardize the schedules? 12 games, 9 conferences, 1 FCS, 1 rival, 1 rotating out of conference. That would kind of take all of the conferences working together, and that's not going to, no. Everybody's going to do their own thing. And every program, every school can build their own non-conference. I don't know why they would do that. It's hard to standardize. You could standardize within a conference or two, like the SEC and the Big Ten want to play each other non-conference once a year. They can do that. We should do that with the ACC, to be frank. But I don't know about getting everybody on board. Ed D, teams used to have to go undefeated to have a chance at the Natty. That don't matter. Ohio State won a playoff Natty, but in other eras they wouldn't have qualified because they lost to a bad Michigan team, and that's what I'm talking about. Michigan, who's Ohio State's biggest rival? Like, throw out the records, it's going to be a bloodbath every time. Ohio State, Michigan. Did it shock me? I don't know why people were shocked that Michigan won that game. They've won it the last several years. I know Michigan was a lot better, but they had the manpower to beat Ohio State. Abso-freaking-lutely. So, and what, Ohio State lost to Oregon early, but Oregon was undefeated, so that's okay. Look, how many undefeated teams go into the playoffs in the NFL? Almost never happens, right? Because it's a playoff. It's called the second season for a reason. You have the regular season. Now you got the second season. Can you qualify for the second season? You could win, maybe you only lost one game or two games or three games or four games. Doesn't matter. You get in the playoff, anything happens. All you need is a chip and a seat. That Ohio State, that team this year they were a badass. Once they got into the damn second season, once they got into the playoffs, they were stomping the shit out of people. That's what I like. That's what I look. I'm fine. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with them losing to Michigan. Oh well. Shit happens. You weren't going to keep them out of the playoff. I understand they wouldn't have qualified before because back then, all right, let's say you had two undefeated teams. All right, because you never have three. And then you get all these other people. Well, we get to share the national championship too. BYU, for instance. I mean, like Colorado, there was like a co-champion that year too, right? Something like that. No, you put them all in the playoff. Last team standing wins. That's the way it's supposed to be. This is football. For years and years, decades upon decades upon decades upon decades, college football could never get it right. And it always pissed me off. This is why I was such a more massive fan of the NFL, because the NFL got it right. They got it right. Texas high school football has been doing it right for decades and decades and decades. Playoffs, Division 1, Division 2, 3, whether it's like 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A, 5A. And I think there's a 6A now. All those different divisions, all of them have a playoff. A real, legit, statewide playoff. And college football couldn't get it right. Not shocking, because there's a shit ton that they didn't get right. Not just the NCAA. I'm talking about everybody in total couldn't get the shit right. Now it's right. Whether it's 12 team, 14, 16 team playoff, thank the Lord. Now you got to go out and earn it. Doesn't make a randy shit if you're undefeated, because you can get in the playoffs and be undefeated. Who was undefeated this year? Wasn't that Oregon? And they couldn't win a single solitary playoff game. Well, F Oregon. Congratulations. You were undefeated in the regular season. You beat Ohio State. Didn't matter, did it? That's what I'm saying about a real playoff. That's what I'm saying. Didn't. Look, the regular season matters. They got the number 1 seed, got a bye week, got all that good shit, and then they shit the bed just like my beloved Dallas Cowboys do most times in the freaking playoffs. So work on that. Work on that, Duckies. Rob Allen, do you hate Baylor? I don't hate Baylor. I respect Baylor, but we got to, TCU and Baylor. That's an underrated rivalry right there. It's very underrated. There's some pretty damn good history between these two squads. But no, I don't hate them. Let's see here. Rob Allen, Colorado had 5 downs against Missouri that year. They didn't deserve it. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. If you would have had a playoff, then Colorado would have had a chance to legitly earn that. Now remember that Baltimore Ravens squad that won the Super Bowl with Trent Dilfer. They had I want to say it was a 2 or 3 game stretch during that season where they didn't score one offensive point, not a field goal, nothing. And they won all 3 of those games, dude. Went into the playoffs. I mean, Dilfer may have thrown for 3 touchdowns that entire postseason run. And they just beat the hell out of people. I'm not saying Colorado had that kind of defense. It just kind of what it reminded me of. Sergeant Morhew, maybe? I don't know. Screw it. Make it 24. Why not? LOL, use the app AP Top 25 in the week prior to round 1. Have the number 24 host 25 for the final play-in spot. Okay, now you're just going nuts. I get the sentiment, though. 16's good. 16's what I want. You never have to go one game more than that. It would make the Power 4 happy as they usually make up the bulk of the top 25, and we might even get a second G6 school. You would with a 24, but I think at that point, with the playoffs, you run the risk of watering it down too much. That's the problem there. But I get the sentiment. Rob Allen, Jason Sehorn got torched in that Super Bowl. He did. Yeah, who did they play in the Super Bowl, the Ravens? I think it was the Giants. They had that alcoholic quarterback, Collins. And that's another thing. They knocked every quarterback out in that postseason run. Every one of them were knocked out of the game. That defense, that's the nastiest defense ever. Sergeant Morhew, you may as well go nuts. It works for the FCS. Well, true, but you're right. Would be fun, but certainly don't want to water down. Yeah, that's right. Kerry Collins. Kerry, have another beer, Collins. Oh, that's mean. Yeah, that's mean. Should have known better. But let's go ahead and, while we're kicking people in nuts, let's go ahead and kick the ACC while they're down. Although they think they're up. The divisions thing. I just did a video on that. Suggestion by, whatever his name is. Radalovich, Roscoe Pico Train, whatever the hell his name is. Yeah, divisions, put all the brands in one division, let them all play each other. Could happen. I'm taking that crap seriously because if you actually come out publicly and say that shit, you're just zipping down your fly and pissing on everybody else in the damn conference. I mean, that's what unequal revenue sharing is anyway. It's all the top teams taking a piss on everybody else. And you may say, who cares if you pee on Wake Forest? Who cares you pee on Boston College? But you're pissing on Pitt, possibly Louisville. You know, I don't know who's all going to be in that conglomerate of brands. It's probably a lot of political strings going to, get you in there. So Virginia Tech, UNC, NC State, they'll probably be in there. That's 7 right there. That's 7 right there. At most, probably you'll throw in an 8th team. Maybe that's Louisville. Maybe. What, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it's 7. Shit. Yeah, maybe Louisville. Maybe it's Duke. Maybe they're friendly enough with UNC to get in. Who knows? But it sucks. Now I as a Big 12 fan, you want to do this dumb shit? Oh, I'm so thrilled. So happy because my conjecture was always maybe 1 or 2 teams pay to get out early to go to the Big 12 because by 2030 it'll be announced that the Big 12 is making quite a bit more money than we were. That'll happen. Live sports is just booming and booming and booming in value and importance. Everybody wants it. The big streamers are going to get involved in live sports. They're going to pay out the ass, and this thing's going to be worth money out the ass. And yes, that includes the Big 12. Oh, excuse me. Dr. Pepper. What do you want me to do? You want me to quit drinking Dr. Pepper? Come on. I love diabetes. All right. A few more comments. Agree that defense was better than the 85 Bears. The Bears. The 85 Bears. There's no more overhyped. And now look, they were great. I mean, they were killing people. Legitly just killing them. But you have to remember, they had a pretty damn good offense too. Now I know quarterback wasn't super sensational or nothing. But Sweetness, running back, oh, just beautiful thing to watch. And they didn't even let him score a touchdown in the Super Bowl. What? You give the ball to the fridge gets to score a touchdown, but Sweetness does it. F the Bears, okay? That's why they're cursed. They curse themselves. I mean, look at their draft picks at quarterback the last, 30 years. It's a joke. The whole damn thing's a joke. And they deserve it. They deserve it. You know what? You got Jordan. Shut up. Bears. Yeah, give me the Ravens. But legitly, the 85 Bears was a badass defense. But I'd say the overall team, because the Ravens didn't have that kind of Now, they had a good run game. Now, they didn't have Sweetness now. They didn't have that. And I think Jim McMahon was a little bit better than Trent Dilfer. But that freaking, Ravens defense is better than 85 Bears defense. Now let's get all the games at team stadiums except the championship. Oh, it ain't going to happen. It's too much money in neutral site. Here's my big worry. My biggest worry about the whole damn thing. Okay, so you have the Big Ten and you have the SEC. They get 4 automatic qualifiers. Just think of how that's going to get seeded. Because at 16, right? At 16, there's no bye weeks, right? Be like 1 versus 16, 2 versus 15, 3 versus, go on down the list. The Big Ten, the SEC, and the first round's going to be home games. To me, they all need to be neutral site. And this is the reason why, because especially in college football, and you're talking a home playoff game, that is such a monster advantage. You know, because you're going to get SEC versus SEC, you're going to get Big Ten versus Big Ten. All I'm saying, if you got like the first round, and let's say let's say you have a 9-3 Alabama who's like the 8 seed, and let's say they're taking on, I don't know, let's say Penn State is also 9-3 or something, and they're like the 9th seed, right? Or flip that. Yeah, flip that. Let's say Penn State's a little, nudged up. Either way, Penn State going to Tuscaloosa, that's probably a loss. Alabama going to Penn State last year, probably a loss for Alabama. I mean, it's such, and especially in college, in these freaking houses, man, it's such a freaking advantage. So I'm kind of the opposite of you. To me, it's like neutral site, but the first round, especially the first round, it's going to be at playoff games, upper seeds. You're going to get the home games. Most of those are going to go to the Big Ten and the SEC. It's going to be almost impossible to you will like last year. That first round last year, it was all in the team stadium. The first round playoff games, all the home teams won, every one of them. You're going to get a lot of that, a lot of it, and that's the only thing that sucks. It needs to be neutral site. I understand the NFL does home games, but it's not the same atmosphere. I understand there's some places in the NFL that are, especially in the playoffs, are just miserable to play in. But with college, it's a bigger advantage. It's just bigger. Then add us at UNLV. Hopefully. Oh, you want to get in there, huh? Well, UNLV had a shot at the playoffs last year. They screwed it up, but they had a shot. They got a shot next year. Hazard County Cyclone. What's up, man? This issue with the 4442213 is that it cements the Big 12 as being half of the Big Ten. Big Ten also gets more play in games. They have more chances to lose and still make the CFP. We're cooked. No. Because, okay, project this out. Right now, it's a Power 4 structure, right, with the ACC, but they're going to get Pac-12. It's going to a G7 world. ACC is going to be that 7th G7. And we're going to absorb quite a few teams. It's going to be more than people think the Big 12 is going to get. Now, project out years down the road. There's a chance that the Big Ten, the SEC, and the Big 12 all control the CFP instead of just the 2, but the 3. Why would they give up control? Sometimes you get forced to give up control. A lot of it has to do with the Big 12. How successful can you be? How much does the viewership go up or not? I happen to think using parity, seeing what it did for the NFL, I'm not saying the Big 12 become the new NFL. I'm not saying anything stupid. But the importance of the Big 12, the ratings, the excitement, that could rise over time. When you get schools like UCF who rise like people think they could. A little bit of a hidden gem over there in Orlando. A lot of people see what they've done over just a short while they've been a university, see them creeping on up. If Houston can start playing like their basketball squad does, Cincinnati, if they can get back to winning. There's so many schools in here that have a ton of potential. I'm not saying they'll ever be blue bloods or anything, but to make this conference interesting as shit and fun as hell, it's going to be a hell of a blast next year. But we're not cooked. Right now, we're kind of where we deserve to be. I'm sorry. But the SEC and the Big Ten, I mean, let's say you just did 16 at large, no automatic qualifiers. You know what's going to happen next year? The Big Ten will get 4. The SEC will likely get 4 anyway. It almost happened last year with only the conference champion being the AQ spot. Almost. It's going to be almost every year anyway. That's why I'm not like, so what? So what? They kind of earn it anyway with all the viewership that they provide. I don't care. Give me 2 as a conference. Give me 2 as the Big 12. Let me earn more. You have a pathway to earn a third. All right, we didn't with a 12 team like it was, with only 4 automatic qualifiers. The Big 12 never had a shot at 3. Not really. Not really. And at 16, we have a shot at 3. Not every year, not even most years, but sometimes we'll get a third. Sometimes, let's say, like if they do like I'm talking about, right, with the 4-team play-in scenario or 4-team playoff for the conference championship, 1 versus 4, 2 versus 3. Let's say your 1 seed is undefeated. They lose against the 4 seed. All right. So that means you have the 4 seed, whoever that is, getting to the CFP because they get to the conference title game. And then the winner of the 2 and the 3 also gets to the CFP. Then them 2 will play for the Big 12 conference title. Well, now your 1 seed who was undefeated is left out. Oh, but there's an at-large they can get. They're undefeated. They got a great shot. Now, I know they got 1 defeat, but that's a play-in game. That ain't going to really hurt you. Just like conference title games now, the loser doesn't really get hurt that much by losing a conference title game. But no, I don't think we're cooked. Things can always change. There's always a look in. Jansen Roberts. First round of 8 games at home stadiums at the very least. I understand that's what you want. I'm just saying, as a Big 12 fan, and Jansen, I don't know if you're a Big 12 fan or an ACC fan, but if you're either one of those, be wary because the Big 10 and the SEC, they're going to soak up most of those top seeds, and you'll have to go to their house to play. And if you have to do that every year, that's going to suck. Bobby Madden, what's up, man? I wouldn't be opposed to giving the top 4 champs and top 4 at large a guaranteed top 8 seed. Top 4 at large. I mean, look, to me, this is the only way to make it fair is the seeding. If it's going to be home games, the conference champs, however you determine whoever the conference champ is amongst the Power 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4 seeds go to the conference champs. That's the only way to really do it. That way we know in the Big 12, we at least get our conference champ to get to play at home. They shouldn't have to go on the road in the first week. That would be more than fair because I'm sorry, but even after the top 4 seeds, you got 4 more seeds, which are probably going to be occupied most of the time by the Big Ten and the SEC. So that gives the other two power conferences their chance to get home games. That's fair. That's fair. And I do not care what the AP top 25 is. I got that much respect, about that much respect for the Associated Press and what the hell they think. Sergeant Moore Hugh, Bobby Madden nailed it. I'll go with that. Les Austin Jr. Big Ten and SEC should get 5 and 5. The other 2-2 and 1-1. Why would they give them 5 and 5? 4 is more than enough, sir. More than enough. Gross. Kevin Suggs. What's up, man? 16-team playoff. I am all over it. Yeah, me too. 16, it seems like, I hope everyone here does like 16. 16 is fair. Rob Ellen. Is James Madison paying Sulka more than UNLV? I don't know a whole lot about James Madison sports. I really don't. Not a lot. Moorhew. I never heard or read any official numbers if they were released. Bagman. Big Ten SEC should be 6. Should be a 6 each, in my effing ass opinion. Is that? Okay, well, then just break away and do your own thing. Oh, wait, they're not going to do that. It's just a bluff. Kevin Suggs. Getting a college degree is up to the individual. Football doesn't last forever, and the percentage of college players who go to the NFL is small. True. I'm sorry, the academic stuff should be taken out of there. It just should be. While you're playing, no. Go to class in the off season. They shouldn't even be required to go to class in season. Should be. I mean, it'd be an easy way to do it, wouldn't it? So you basically have what? A full semester plus some of no classes? Oh, well. Oh, well. I mean, you can if you want to and actually try to get a real degree, not one of these fake ass ones they throw out there. Nick Boardman, Virginia Tech, future Big 12 team. Another day, another proposed change to the CFP. True, but this one I like. I like it. I like it a lot. I know you are a Big 12 guy. Do you purposely not watch the SEC and Big 10? I purposely do not watch the SEC and the Big 10. You are exactly right. The Big 12 needs all the ratings they can get. And I really, really wish that everybody who supports and everyone who loves the Big 12 would stop watching Ohio State versus Michigan. All right, don't watch Florida versus Clemson. Don't watch Alabama versus whomever, Auburn or LSU or Georgia. I know they're big matchups. Stop watching the Red River. We've been used to watching the Red River forever in the Big 12. Stop. Stop. Find a nice Big 12 matchup. They're good ones every week. With parity, we got matchups every week. Watch one of those. Find a team you love. Find a team you hate. Watch them. I am not watching any of the Big 2 content. Screw them. You know what? I'll watch highlights and I'll see them in the playoff. That's it. I ain't got no time for their ass. Jansen Roberts, basket weaving got the kibosh. The top degree for the non-academic student athlete is now independent studies. Oh, of course. Of course. A good old general academics degree. Don't they still have the liberal arts degree? That's a whole lot of dumb shit. A whole lot of nothing. Big nothing burger. You ain't gonna make no money on that. Perfect degree for an athlete. But independent studies, I like that. Independent studies. Yeah. And it's easily transferable to all universities for those who use the portal. I'm sure it is. I am freaking sure it is. Sergeant Morhew, I think. I have a soft spot for USC, so I'll keep an eye on them. I'll flick their game on for a bit. Do like the Big 12, though. Each to their own, sir. Each to their own. But to me, I have zero time and zero inclination to help out those two conferences. That's just me. If you grew up loving USC, I get it. There's plenty of Big 12 people that, they grew up, loving Oklahoma, Texas. I doubt they're a Texas Tech fan. But maybe, maybe you're a Kansas fan, but you always admired Texas or Oklahoma. So you're used to, you always watch the Red River and you're going to continue to watch it. Okay. Go ahead and help out that other conference. Go ahead. But I'm not going to. I won't hold it against you if you just got to do it. Pike, I loved all the OU fans who thought Dart Rail could handle taking most of them from downtown to Fair Park at the same time. Yeah, Dallas is not San Francisco, and the Dart is not the Bart. It's not going to handle it. It's just Texas, shit's spread out. And they always say, we need more public transportation. But the problem is public transportation fails in every city. It costs every city millions and millions and millions of dollars every year because it's not profitable at all. And the thing about Texas and Texas politics, we are really allergic to paying for shit that's not profitable. It's gross. There's other shit we can do with. Buy a car. And if you're in Texas, you notice every highway is constantly under construction all the effing time. 24/7, 365, millennia after millennia. Why do they build all these gigantic roads in Texas so your punk ass can drive F the bus? Bagman. I mean, what I said earlier as a joke. Yeah, gotcha. Well, I didn't see the ha-ha. I didn't see the ha-ha. LOL. So sorry for the misunderstanding, sir. Sergeant. Let's go with Sarge. Grew up in LA, sadly. Well, I get the USC thing. I definitely do because, it's a Laker town. It's a college football town. Not a great NFL town. So naturally, USC. Now I'm in Vegas and have adopted and love UNLV more. Got to root for the little guy. Well, I hope UNLV finds their way to the Pac-12. I know they turned it down, but the Pac only has a certain amount of time to make sure that, because they offered them a good, nice little chunk of money, a bonus, I guess, to stay with the Mountain West. But the Mountain West has to collect on the Pac-12 money, for all the poaching checks in order to get the extra money to UNLV. I think there's a certain time period. I'm not sure what that is, but I think there's a certain time period for that. So there's still an opportunity there for UNLV to get to the Pac. And I think that would be best for them. The Mountain West is kind of hot garbage now. I don't care. I don't care. Whatever semblance of brands they ever had are now gone. sadly gone. And sadly, I can give a shit. The Pac-12 is going to be kind of fun, though. That's going to be a fun conference. I like Boise State. I like Fresno State. Kind of they're a tough unit usually. They play some nice ball. I like them. Then San Diego State's kind of became a little bit of a brand. So it's a nice start for them. Utah State, okay, I get it. Colorado State, I like Colorado State. I think they can do well in something like that. So that's going to be a fun conference. They'll eventually get to 12 teams, but people need to stop with they're still trying for Memphis. They should have never tried for Memphis. They don't have the money to go coast to coast like that. I know Memphis ain't on the coast, but it's a hell of a long ways away from Oregon, Washington, California, even Colorado. It's a ways away. Stay regional. If you're a G whatever, G5, G6, soon to be G7, stay your ass geographical. Absolutely despise LA sports teams. Well, the culture here sucks. Do like the Kings, though. Sacramento. Yeah, back in the day, them and the Dallas Mavericks used to tussle quite a bit. I got to say, I hate it. They had the ugliest freaking player. I can't remember his name. Can't remember if he was a point guard. Damn. He was a damn good defensive player. Hit a three on you. I can't remember his name. But just a butt ugly human being. That was way back in the day. That's when the Kings, they kind of got screwed in the playoffs against the Lakers one year. I remember that. They some bad calls, whatever you want to call it, just total BS. I think they would have got to the finals that year if not for some real underhanded The NBA is rigged, folks. It's rigged. Just look at the Luka trade. It's freaking rigged. Okay. LA Kings hockey. Okay. Totally forgot about the LA Kings even existed. I live in Texas. There's not a lot of ice. And when there is, the whole state shuts down. So, never been into hockey. I tried to get into it. It's violent. It's cool. A lot of talent, but it's not a very good TV sport. Football, it's a great TV sport. Baseball, great TV sport. NBA has become a really nice, or basketball, I should say, is a nice TV sport. Hockey, it's hard to see the little puck, and I don't know. I know it's shallow, but I can't like everything. Shit. All right, I got time for one more. Pike, you're the last comment I'm reading today, sir, and then I got to go. LA Anaheim Angels should have stayed California Angels. You know what? As a Texas Ranger fans, screw the Angels, but you're right. California Angels was kind of cool. That was kind of LA Anaheim Angels. It's like if you had the Arlington Cowboys or the Arlington Rangers. No, it's the Texas Rangers. It's just cooler. Yeah, I should have stayed California Angels. Anyway, guys, thank everyone for being here. I don't even think I got to all my crap. No, I didn't get to Trump. He's going to save college football. There. Thank you, guys. And I'll try to do it again next Wednesday, maybe Thursday, depends on what happens. Try to do a middle of the week podcast. Now, if something pops off, something major, all of a sudden we find out Louisville's coming to the Big 12. Yeah, I'm jumping on. I don't care. I could be in the middle of sex. Well, whatever. I will be jumping on if something like whatever trumps off. All right, guys. See you later. Thanks for being here. I'll have some more crap later. Bye.